happiness seekers. It is so good to be talking to you again. I'm since the last time that I talked to you, which was what, a week and a half ago, maybe, things have changed again. So, okay, so first off, I'm here in this little condominium, but it's mainly just like a hotel almost, but it's an Airbnb type of thing. Anyways, I'm here in Arizona for a reason. But that reason changed this past Monday, so like only 6 days ago. So I had already had the Airbnb set up and my tickets. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm still going. But I'll explain all that in the next video, because now that I'm here, I'm gonna have time to really think about everything, how things have changed, and everything, so I can really give you the best update and kind of think about everything. But I had this thought come to me last night. In fact, I kept trying to go to sleep, and so I had to start writing it down. Then I would try to go to sleep, and then another idea would come, and I'm like, okay, I gotta write this down so I don't forget. I'm not gonna tell you everything, but I do want to tell you just a thought process that I had and some ideas here, and I've got a couple of notes, so I'm gonna use those. But I thought you guys might like to hear this. Kind of a little bit of a breakthrough for me, even though I kind of think I understood it, the way that it came to me, it resonated really good. So it's nothing going to be probably anything new you haven't heard, but my version, I suppose. So I was thinking about this last night, and kind of the past few days actually is, the whole mind over matter thing, and, mental versus emotional, and like physical and spiritual, like just how they, why are we always fighting? Like, I don't care if I feel this way or that way, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do this. And I'm just like, why does it have to feel like that? Why does it have to be a fight? And I was just pondering on that, because I honestly think that our emotions are really important. Like, why would we have them if they're not important? I feel like our physical body is important. Why would we have one if it wasn't important, Why would the spiritual side of things be important? The inner work, the soul, Why do we need a brain, Why does one have to be above the other? Or why do we have to dominate the other with this one? And I kept thinking, this doesn't seem right. Why not have them work together? Ding, 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 ding. So that was like my ideas that started flowing. And I have to say that God is the one who put these thoughts in my mind, as well as me a little bit. So almost like a collaboration of thoughts here, but it was really cool. So basically what I came up with was this: there's the four things. There's spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. We've heard these things. And I think there's like an order to them. And I definitely believe that the spiritual is like your first creation. It's like, it like tells us what we even want, what our desires are, why do we want this so badly, or why do we do the things we do. So I think it's a spiritual, our why. It's like, what are we doing, our purpose, our meaning, that kind of thing. And then the second thing that comes in is the emotional. It's like our motivation. It's our indicators. It's like telling us, yes, I agree, this feels good, this is great, let's do it. Or no, this isn't right, no, that doesn't feel right. And we need to listen to it. But if we can connect the spiritual to the emotional, and those are incongruent with each other, then we are motivated. We don't have to force ourselves to do something. We're motivated. And then the mental kicks in, and our mental is like the how, our belief system, our toughness, our that kind of thing, and that gets us moving. That once we have our purpose and we're motivated to do it, we need to figure out how and what we're going to do, and that's the mental part of it. And it just flows. So it's like, that's why I feel like it's this order. And then the fourth is the physical, and that's our action. We do it, right? And a couple of things that I thought really interesting on this was that I think sometimes sins, or, it blocks, like sins, or like not having clarity blocks our spirituality. And it doesn't even have to be religious, but I believe in God, so it's religious for me, as well as just who I am. So it's kind of both for me, and that's why I think it's so important to understand who we are, get clarity, and also be clear. Especially if you're taking this from a God approach, like I am religiously, is to get clear on God's will and your will, and be clear on that, and that's why the whole repentance thing is important, is to keep getting back on the path and keep going, right? And like I said, emotional is like the indicators. It tells us when something's wrong or when it's not right, right? And like, I don't think being emotional and having emotions is weak. It's not. It's indicating what's wrong, what's right. And sometimes, I was thinking about this, and I wrote this down. Sometimes if we're sick or we're frustrated, or we're sad, those are the indicators that something's off. That these 4 elements are not aligned. They're incongruent, and something's off. And that's when we get to be like investigating, get curious, like what's happening, why, do I have things I'm believing, like the mental part. You can have beliefs or fears, things like that going on, keeping you from doing the next action, even though you know what you want and you're motivated to do it. Why aren't you doing it? Because I've dealt with that in the past all the time, and it's because of the beliefs. So there's more to come on that, hopefully, because you can be at war with yourself, or war with each other on this, and I don't think life is meant to be at war, like, with fighting, like, oh, I gotta get up, I'm gonna get up no matter what at this time, no matter what happens, it's like, I think we're supposed to not be at war with ourselves in between these, but be at war with, like, what did I say? I wrote down some notes here. Against the fears, against the worries, the doubts, the incongruency, and trying to get it together rather than being at war with ourselves. And I was thinking about this last night, and it just came to me, like, I really feel like I understand now what it means to love yourself. Like, because I always hear this, love yourself, be yourself, take care of yourself. I'm just like, I think I always felt that it's selfish. It's not thinking of others. I don't know, I couldn't quite understand it, but now I think I understand it, and I wrote it down. It means to allow your heart's desires to lead you. Do what you want to do and feel good about, to stop fighting it. That is what it means to love yourself, is to allow yourself to be who you are and know that there's nothing wrong with you. You are right because it's you. And your desires and your passions and your mission, your hope, all those things are specifically you, and they're specific to what you need, actually. So now it's like, okay, I get that. That means let these desires, like, I love music, let it lead me. Why not? I'm a very touchy, physical, huggy, type person. I love it. And I'm like, it's okay to reach out and touch somebody, hug somebody at the end of your conversation. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's if you're directed to do this, then go with it, because your desires and your heart are important. It's part of your spiritual, who you are and your why. And when you're leading from that, you're connecting emotionally with it, you're motivated, you got your beliefs going, your mental, how to get it done, and your action. It just all works together. I don't know. This is just so exciting for me. And I'm sitting here thinking, that we can go from the spiritual and create to the actual physical outcome, the manifestation of it, when we stay aligned with this. So that was kind of like my little share tonight, and I hope you enjoy that. I hope you get something out of it. I'd like to share more on it maybe later, and I'd like to post again in the next couple days once I kind of get everything aligned, like with my goals and just so I can kind of go through and give you guys a good update. Anyway, hope everyone is well. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon.